Hey guys, yours truly, Kevin Grace. I am here at 508 North Howard Street here in Baltimore. If you're from this area, you may remember the building right behind me. It was the Mayfair Theater, and it closed in 1986, and it sat vacant for years afterwards. And unfortunately, due to the neglect, the roof collapsed and caved in, and most of the building got knocked down, but they did keep this facade. So if anyone does purchase this property, they have to use this facade. I don't know who will do it and when it'll happen, but at least they do have this facade still up. But I'm going to tell you some of this great history that this building had. It opened in 1896 and it was called the Auditorium, and it was initially a bath house and an ice palace. Now the owner had started showing photo plays, and in 1904 he rebuilt the place, and in 1915 a projection booth was added inside, and in 1929 sound equipment was introduced as well. And in 1941 it was new ownership and the name was changed to the Mayfair Theater. But toward the end of its life, in the 70s, I remember there were karate films here, and they also had softcore porn films as well, and a lot of action films. But sad to see that it closed in 1986, and the following year, 1987, the city had purchased this property, and like I said, it sat vacant, and it got knocked down probably about 2012 or so. But as you can see, a lot of graffiti has been put here, and it's very sad to see. And someone got up to the second level out here and added some more graffiti. But sad to see how a once grand theater like this is now decaying. I'll go on the backside so you can see what it looks like, but you can see also trees and vegetation are coming out of the brickwork. I will post a picture of the fire truck putting out the fire that was here. I think about 2013 someone had set a fire at the location right over here that was part of the Bottoms Up, that little nightclub that used to be a hotel that used to stand right there, and it spread to the marquee that was right here, and of course they wound up having to take that down because it was all burnt up and safety situation. So those are some of the problems that have happened here. Like I said, the roof fell in, and also people setting some fires or whatever have caused some problems. But you know, they don't make brick like this, and luckily it's stayed. But I have seen some future pictures that this area over here will be apartment buildings in the future. But this right here used to be a little nightclub, and like I said, to the end it was a strip club. It was called Bottoms Up. But before that, it was two hotels that were here, turn of the century. They were really nice, so I'll post a picture of what they looked like, and you probably remember them. I believe one of the hotels was called the Franklin Hotel. So since it's right on the corner of Franklin Street, but I will post that as well. But again, more history gone. Also wanted to mention there was another theater right next to the Mayfair. Right here was a place called the Stanley Theater, also known as the Stanton. And this building right over here used to be, I believe, Western High School, and sometimes they said they would use the Stanley as a auditorium. But I believe in the 1960s they wound up knocking down this property, and it's just been a parking lot. So you had two great theaters next to each other, and then also around the corner where you have the Congress Hotel, there was the Maryland Theater, and that had gotten knocked down years before this theater fell into disrepair. But so many nice theaters around here, and histories are gone. But I will do something about the Stanley when I get more information, so there'll be a future vlog as well. Hey guys, right where I am is where the Mayfair Theater was, the theater inside. But now, as you can see, it's nothing but grass, trees growing up behind me, and this was the lobby here. But the problem was the roof of this place had collapsed in, and you know, it got under neglect and it had to be knocked down. So that was very sad to see. Now there are some videos that some people documented what it looked like inside the stage and everything else before they knocked it down. So definitely check it out. I didn't want to put it with this video because I didn't have those people's permission to do so, since they were regular private people. So normally other bigger things I'll take and put with my stuff, but I didn't want to, out of respect, take their stuff. But it looks real good. But just go on YouTube and look for Mayfair Theater, the interior. But this is behind me here. This is where the lobby would have been, right there. So high with the grass, I don't want to go through there, and I see a lot of people have been tagging stuff, and I don't know if people are living inside and or whatever, or if there's any rats or whatever. But it's so sad to see. You have trees here growing up and everything else. But upstairs was the second level. But yeah, this place was a grand theater at one time. There was a fence here, somehow or another it got knocked down, and this is the Congress Hotel, which is now an apartment building. But yeah, this is the stage would have been right here in front, the screen and everything else. So let me move over here so I'm going to get as much light. This is, that would have been the screen right there and everything else, and right here would have been nothing but the seats right where I am. So it's sad to see this like this. Toward the end, the trees growing through the brickwork, but like I said, they kept the facade up, so if anybody wants to develop this, they'll have to still use the facade, and they can do some other stuff here. But just want to show you what it looked like. Want to show you this area. You can see up here, this was the projector booth. Right there is where the movie, where it came through there onto the screen, but that's the projector booth up there. You can see how it's laid out right there on the wall. But yeah, so sad to see. I believe I did come to the this theater toward the end, but it closed in 1986, but I can't remember. Toward the end they started showing soft-core porn movies, and you know, of course there were some martial art movies that they would show. And I remember right next door, right here, there was this club. It was a strip club called Bottoms Up. So some little cheap nightclub, strip club I should say. It's located like right here. But yeah, this is sad to see like this. So this is I guess kind of the parking lot for the apartment building next door here. And you can see everyone's been tagging on here in the front of the wall too, different graffiti artists. I have no idea why they like doing that.